YouTube channel. It's pretty fun. Anyway, guys, if you guys don't know who I am, my name is Nancy Aguilera. I've been in this digital entrepreneurial space in the financial markets for just about 4 years. I apologize for having the waiting room on. I don't know how to take that setting off. You think I'd know by now, having 4.5 years here. But I live and breathe this, guys. I haven't worked a job in about 3.5 years, and I am perpetually, immensely, infinitely grateful. So I always like to start with some gratitude, right? Just like the energy that you put out is the energy that you're going to get back. So I believe that money is energy. So if I put good energy out, then I'm going to get some abundance back to me. And that's just the way that works. I don't make the rules here. But today's topic is going to be staking, aka passive income. I am a staking activist. I think that everyone should be doing it in one way, shape, or form, whether you're staking cryptos or you can stake NFTs. For those of you that don't know that, we'll touch base a little bit about that. But I want to get into the basics. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with y'all again. And let's see, where is this? All right. Let me know if you guys can see my screen in 3, 2, 1. Can everyone see my screen? Tired, Jess, you want to give me a thumbs up? Okay, perfect. I see some nodding. Beautiful. All right, so with that being said, let me go ahead and present this. And cool. All right, so this waiting room thing is really gonna be fun. All right, so let's get into basics of crypto. We can get into DeFi. Again, I'm just going to fly through this information. If you want to take screenshots, if you want to take notes, feel free to do so. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not here giving you any kind of consultation. What I am doing is informing you in the way that I wish I was informed like 10 years ago would have been great. But that's why we do what we do, right? So DeFi is basically an abbreviation for decentralized finance. It's the new financial system. Something that I hear John Gottman say a lot is that you can't solve a problem with the same mindset that created it. So very similarly, you can't solve a financial crisis with the same system that created it. I'll get into detail later, but that's basically what comes to mind with the financial system that we currently have and where it is that we can be going. Right? It's one of the fastest developing new industries. You probably hear DeFi being said a lot, whether it be on Instagram, YouTube, definitely on the Go Lives, right? If anyone follows DeFi Mike Sotero, then you know the vibes. All right, basically it relies heavily on, we're just gonna call it, instead of saying this big word cryptography, we're just gonna say it works digitally, right? Based on the blockchain technology, which is basically just a fancy way of saying it's an online ledger, right? It can't be erased, destroyed, or hacked. Basically, it's all smart contracts. It's very transparent. We can all go see what previous transactions have been had. And this is important because, okay, so I'll tell you guys a little story. One time when I was 5 or like between 5 and 7, I was walking out of the dentist with my mom, and she stopped on the street as we were walking to the car, and she picked up a bag of Burger King that she found on the floor. I was like, Mom, what are you doing? That's really weird. It's dirty. And then she opened it, and it was a bunch of money. Here's the thing though, it was all counterfeit money. So my mom had these high hopes that maybe she just came across, you know, someone just leaving a bag of cash on the floor. Not so much. She was, whoever left it there was probably getting rid of it because it was fake. So my point being is that decentralized finance, smart contracts eliminate that room of error. It eliminates that potential fraud, right? Of course, we have other problems submerged, but at least we're getting rid of that counterfeit when it comes to fiat currencies. All right, there's different categories in DeFi. We won't get too much into that. I want to just get to the good part that you guys came for, which is passive income. All right, we have different kinds of wallets. I hope that everybody on this call, every single person on this call has some kind of wallet. I'm not telling you that you have to fund it, but at least know how to do this. So we have cold wallets, we have mobile wallets, we have extensions that are wallets like MetaMask, Uniswap, Phantom, things like that. So there's different kinds of wallets. All I'm saying is pick one, open one up. You don't have to fund it right now. You can do so whenever it is that you're ready, but get some skin in the game. All right, ways of making money in crypto. This is where we come for the good stuff, right? There's traditional investing. Traditional investing, very similar to the way that our parents maybe, or even our grandparents used to invest in the New York Stock Exchange, or if anyone here has ever invested in the New York Stock Exchange, right? You find a company that you see upside potential, you put some money in it, and then you hope for return on your investment over X period of time. So that's traditional investing. You can do the same thing in crypto, right? If anyone here bought Bitcoin almost at any point in the last 7 months, then you saw profit, right? Now we're in a little bit of pullback, but we'll talk about that later. Staking, which is going to be our subject at hand, and I'll get into that. There's things called liquidity pools that are very similar. Yield farming, also very similar. There's margin trading, right? You buy low, you sell high. If anyone here uses the Swipecoin app, shout out Swipecoin. That's leverage trading. We have NFTs, we have mining, we have nodes. My point here, guys, is that there's multiple ways of making money. And we're going to go and dive in on one of them. Oh, perfect. All right, let me make you co-host then, Mike. Appreciate you. What a goat. All right, you're good. All right, so this is a little bit about NFTs. Again, super basic. This isn't going to be what we're diving into, but I think it's important to know at least, what they are, because we're going to be talking about staking them. So NFT stands for non-fungible tokens. In other words, it's a digital asset, right? This represents ownership on the internet. We've had Web 1, which is basically where it was an HTML website, right? It was very basic. It didn't look so cool as they do now. It was very pivotal. Then we have Web 2, where things started to be engaging. There was buttons that came about, and then there was also social engagement. So that's Web 2. Now we're going into Web 3, which focuses on a lot of different things, one of them being ownership. Because before the last 4 years, you guys can think about this. The internet is one of the biggest spaces in the entire world, right? A lot of people, most people have access to the internet. Actually, I might be overshooting on that, but we all are currently using it, right? We're on Zoom right now. We're connected to a network. So with that being said, what is it that before NFTs that you have owned on the internet? Probably not much or anything at all. Sure, you can own a domain, but that domain is owned by a host, in case you guys didn't know that. You have an Instagram profile, but that's owned by Instagram, which is owned by Facebook. Same thing, you have a Facebook profile, but if Mark Zuckerberg doesn't like what it is that you're posting, you can get clapped. So there wasn't a lot of ownership on the internet before NFTs. A few characteristics of an NFT is that it has to be unique, indivisible, provably scarce, and it has to be based on the blockchain, of course. I'll run that back to you. An NFT is unique, indivisible, provably scarce, and on the blockchain. All right, cool. All right, so now let's get to the fun stuff. What is staking? Staking is one of the ways of making passive income. It's when you're generating rewards from freezing or holding your digital assets, right? I want to bring up, I'm actually going to stop sharing the presentation, and I want to bring up just websites. So let me unshare and reshare one more time. Oh, host, can you enable sharing again? I'm obsessed with staking. Say, I feel that. Host. Where is Mike? Host. Okay, here we go. Here we go. So I'm going to go back to sharing everything, and I want to show you guys what people have been used to for a long, long time. Basically, all I did was open up bank interest on Google, or on Brave technically, but we can look up what other people are, or what other banks, I'm sorry, have as their rewards. If you guys have ever opened up a savings account or a checkings account, they'll say something like, let's see, accept all. Yes, I accept everything. Okay, there's some 2.5s in here. I want to get one where it compares a lot of American, whatchamacallits. Okay, so we have Goldman Sachs here, we have American Express, and we have Capital One. Look at the APYs here, the annual percentage yields here. 0.5%, 0.5%, 0.4%. Keep those numbers in mind. Next, what I want to show you guys is, so I'm sure you've heard, if you've been around this space for a little bit, I'm sure you've heard that in the last, 2 years, that's where 40% of the fiat currency in circulation has been printed. So 40% of the dollars in circulation were printed in 2020, right? We were giving out, government was giving out stimulus checks, etc. It was solving a temporary problem, or at least solving it in a temporary way. However, that still had an effect. That effect, we're now seeing it, right? Who here haven't noticed gas prices go up, cost of goods go up, cost of labor go up, so on and so forth. My rent went up by 4 figures. Like, there's some ridiculous things happening. And the chart that I have in front of you, basically what I want you guys to focus on is this February 2022, because it's the most recent, the most accurate, right? So we're looking at the most right column, and then we're going to focus on these blue rows that say 12% change. So in different categories, and again, if this is too many numbers for you guys, because it's a little bit overwhelming for myself as well, I want you guys to focus on the categories. So the inflation in construction over 12 months has gone up 3.6%. The inflation in manufacturing has gone up 3.8%. The inflation in trade, transportation, and utilities has gone up 6.5%. The inflation in professional and business services has gone up 7.1%. Okay. My point here, my only point here, is that the interest rates that they're giving us, that they're allegedly incentivizing us with, don't even barely cover a fraction of the inflation rate. Inflation rate is times more than this interest rate that they're incentivizing us with. That's all I'm saying. And like I mentioned before, you cannot solve the financial crisis with the same system that created it. Anyone ever feel like they've been in a rat race? Yeah, this is why. Beautiful. I'm about to peace out USA. It's everywhere, unfortunately. But this is why crypto and DeFi is important, because we're seeing unconventional numbers. These numbers are so normal. You'll probably see them when it comes to large banks like the ones that you see here, and also local banks. Maybe they're a little bit better, maybe they're a little bit worse, but they range around the same area, right? They don't beat inflation. So I wanted to get that out of the way. Now let's go back to handy dandy presentation over here. And I want to give you guys some examples of the unconventional. I don't want to call them interest rates, but pretty much it's a very similar aspect, right? You're getting rewarded for holding your capital there, your liquidity there. I have some examples here. So the first half is PancakeSwap. If you guys have ever used PancakeSwap, you might be familiar that they have their own token called Cake. So you can stake your Cake manually, and it has an APR of 49.41%, super solid. And you have the option to auto stake it, basically meaning that it's going to be accumulating compound interest. So this gets cool. I'll show you guys a little tool that you can use to see what it is that you can be seeing as a result of this compound interest. But this percentage is 62.62%, right? And they pay out, I believe Cake pays out every 12 hours, but don't quote me on that. So every 12 hours, if I'm correct, you can see your little account go up, right? Maybe it's just cents on the dollar. Eventually that has a snowball effect, right? It starts to grow more and more and more. Warren Buffett said it best. What do you say?
He said, compound interest is the 8th wonder of the world. And if you don't know how to make money in your sleep, then you'll work till the day you die. So this is why we're having this call. The bottom half are other examples of different tokens, different coins, and their APRs. So you can even stake a stable coin such as Tether, USDT, right? BCH, LTC, USDC, another stable coin. Doge, for anyone that has Doge and wants to stake it. DeFi chain, Ethereum, Bitcoin, and these are their APR percentages. So I just wanted to bring light to that. You guys have options. Again, I'm not here to tell you where to put your money. I'm just here to inform you that you don't have to be moving the same way that you have been moving, right? And you need a new approach to get new results. If nothing changes, nothing changes. This bottom half you can find at cakedefi.com. All right, now some other fun stuff. So on the left-hand side, we have some mighty fine 3-figure APYs. So the left-hand side is based off of an exchange, an NFT marketplace actually, called looksrare.org. And I'm biased on LooksRare. I'm a fan of LooksRare. I'm also invested in it, so disclaimer. But LooksRare is an NFT marketplace that actually not only pays you a commission for selling and buying your NFTs on their marketplace, but they also offer staking of their token, Looks. So you have 2 options. And actually they just opened up, as you can see here, it says new. You have 2 options. The first one, you're staking your Looks token, right? So you connect your MetaMask to LooksRare and then you stake it. And by the way, I would say, look at the chart first before you do that. But regardless, so you connect your MetaMask to LooksRare and then you start to stake. There's a button that says it. Actually, let me just go ahead and show you guys. It's easier that way. Let's see, here we go. So as easy as this, you press connect your wallet, and then instead of saying your stake, it'll say stake and unstake if you have something in there. So the actual current price is 151%, 151.08%. And this, again, the reason why staking works, let me break it down so that you understand why are they giving you money, right? It's mutually beneficial. It benefits you, obviously, because they're giving you free money. And it actually benefits you 2 ways. 1, because not only are you getting extra tokens, but 2, remember that the price of that token fluctuates, right? Let's just say that we got in at Looks at $1. Well, if anyone has been paying attention to Looks, it reached, I think, $2.70. So if you had been staking that Looks, not only would your original investment go up, where you bought in at $1, but they're paying you in Looks, and the value of Looks is going up. Are you guys picking up what I'm putting down? It's almost like you're double dipping. So I'm a fan, just saying. Then the second way, Sheesh is right. The second way is the Looks Compounder, which actually just got launched like 3 days ago, if I'm not mistaken. Notice that this one has a higher APY, right? So let me bring it back one more time, sorry. So when you stake Looks the original way, you're staking your Looks, you're getting some Looks back, but they're mostly giving you the payout in wrapped Ethereum. Let me say that one more time. When you do this staking down here, you're accumulating your Looks, but they're giving you the payout that you will see here, and then you can transfer to your MetaMask in wrapped Ethereum. Wrapped Ethereum is basically Ethereum, but with less fees. The idea is that it's instantaneous and then it doesn't charge you, like you can convert wrapped Ethereum to Ethereum. That's the idea of it. All right, now with the Looks Compounder, the APY is significantly higher, but you're accumulating your Looks. So the Looks that they are sending you, and this you get paid out every day, by the way. The Looks that they're sending you, it's just going back into your vault. It's just going back in there. And you guys know this is all based off percentages, right? So 5% of $5 is not equivalent to 5% of $500, is not equivalent to 5% of $5,000, right? The more you accumulate, that percentage actually grows. So, and it also fluctuates. These numbers are based off supply and demand, how much is in circulation, how much is locked up, so on and so forth. Just so you, in case anyone is wondering well, why was this 294 today, but maybe tomorrow it drops to 288, or maybe the next day it drops to 250, or maybe the next day it goes up to 300. Who knows? Fun stuff. I got in at Looks when it was staking, I think like 500%. So it was really lit for a little bit. It's still lit now. All right, so that's Looks. How much do you need to stake? There's no minimum, not that I know of anyway. All right, so going back to over here. So the right-hand side of this presentation, whoa, my bad, is actually a tool. So it's not going to be where you're staking, but if you guys are a little bit like me, I like to know what it is that I'm going to be making, right? Mostly for budgeting purposes, but also because I get really excited and I like to recycle my profits and put them into something else. So let me show you guys how this works. I'm going to open up another tab. I know I have plenty. I'm going to go to stakingrewards.com. Here we are. So earn passive income with crypto, stakingrewards.com. Super simple. I think they really came up on this domain. So here they have the top 10 assets by staked value. They have their 24-hour percentage. So that APY, remember that that's an annual percentage, right? So they're breaking it down by the day. Solana, you can earn 0.86% a day. Let's bring it back to the best savings account for April 2022, 0.5% a year. A year. Like, this is just, it's not the same. It is not the same. Measly, exactly. So here, this is what you're making every 24 hours. Amazing. But yeah, you guys can look through this list. I'm not going to go through every single one of them with you. What I want to show you is actually this calculator. So we go to this calculator. Let's go ahead and let's look for looks rare, right? You can look up the project, the crypto, the token that you want to stake. One, to find out if they have staking, but two, to see what it is that you can. So stake looks, cool. And then here you put in how much. So let's say that we invested $1,000. Cool. You know, maybe we sold an NFT, maybe we made P1000 money, maybe we made P2 money. I love multiple streams of income because, again, it's like you're playing the game of life or Monopoly, right? You're taking your profits, you're putting into something else, then you're making profit off of that, you're putting that into something else. And that's how the rich get richer. It's almost as if success leaves clues. So looks rare. Let's say that we have $1,000. So $1,000 right now is equivalent to 236.68 looks. Cool. After 365 days at current staking percentage, we're going to have this amount, 856 looks, or what's equivalent to this at current market price, right? That is assuming that it doesn't move anything, which is unlikely. And then the total rewards rate, 196, which is the percentage that we saw over here. It does its best to keep up to date. Sometimes it's not always perfect, but at least you can get an idea. All right, then we can go here to the advanced section, sorry. And we can do compound rewards. Yeah, I want to turn this on. The compound rewards, significantly different. After 365 days, instead of making $1,900, I believe it was, you're growing exponentially. Yeah. Gianna made 0.02 in 60 days. Banks robbing us. Yeah, exactly. So guys, more than anything, I just wanted to show you the tools that you have access to. Again, this is a free website. I have no association with it. This is so gas. Perfect. Love that. All right. Yeah. And you guys can go ahead and take this number and then divide it by 12. That's what I like to do. So when I'm budgeting, right? If at the end of the year, at the end of 365 days, with my original investment of $1,000, assuming that price is not fluctuating, not moving, let's divide 6102 divided by 12. That's $508 a month. Cool. That sounds like it can cover a car note. Sounds like it can cover some car insurance, maybe a fraction of your rent, right? Like, here's one thing I'll say, guys. and I hope this sticks with you. I hope you guys write it down, but always out of profit, never out of pocket. Once you start to see things that way, you start dipping into your savings account less. You start paying with your debit account less. Why? I don't know if you guys have ever like felt this way, but when I was working 3 jobs, I was just really easy. I was really loose with my credit card or my debit card, actually both. And I would just swipe, swipe, swipe because I knew that that was the only way to do it. But when you change your mindset, right, you can't solve the problem with the same mindset that created it. When you switch your mindset to, okay, if I want to buy myself, let's say that I want to spoil myself. Let's say that I want, I don't know, a new phone. Okay, well, I'm not going to dip into my savings to get that. It's going to come from profit. I hope you guys understand what I'm saying there. That's just the way that I see things, and I feel like it's really helped a lot. And it's a little bit challenging too. Like if you guys want to spoil yourself, you want to get some new kicks, you want to get some new J's, you want to get a new chain, like sometimes we like flashier stuff. You deserve to be spoiled. It doesn't always have to be material. Sometimes it could be for your parents. It could be for your sister. It can be spoil your dog, whatever it is that you want to do. Put a down payment on a house, pay your rent, pay your electricity out of profit, not out of pocket. Because what happens is that when we're paying out of pocket, that's deducting. When you're paying out of profit, you still have that ongoing investment, right? That's still there. It's like it's a running trade. So that's basically what I wanted to get across. Talking about that cash flow, exactly. We can do it with other projects. Let's go ahead and check Solana. I actually personally don't stake Solana, but I'm about to. Delegate Sol. Let's do another one just because I'm not too confident on that one. Let's do Cake. Pancake swap. Stake Cake and syrup pool. Cool. Let's say same thing. We have $1,000. $1,000 is equivalent to 115.74 cake. Cool. At the end of 365 days, our rewards will be 73 cake, or at current market price, it would be $638. That's a 63% return. Awesome. And that is doing the compound staking. Again, if we don't do compound staking, it'll change. It'll usually go down. And then again, I just like to be repetitive because that's the way that I learn. So it's also the way that I teach. The reason why this works is because it's incentivizing us to not sell the project. So the project owners, developers, so on and so forth, team, they're incentivizing us not to sell our looks, not to sell our soul, not to sell our cake. Because if we keep selling, that's how price goes down. So in order to prevent that, or to stop that, or to mitigate that, they incentivize us. Hey, if you just hold on to your liquidity, you just hold on to your looks, to your whatever, we'll actually pay you a fraction. And then usually there's some tokenomics behind that. They start burning some in order to keep the flow of supply and demand. But yeah, so guys, basically that's what I wanted to. Hold on, Sol. What does Cake mean? Oh, Cake is Pancake Swap's token. I heard to not start staking at the highs. Is that true? Yeah, personally, I do not want to get in at the highs. I've just been programmed to buy low, sell high. So I don't want to get in at highs. I would wait for a retracement. So this is where our trading skill set comes into play, right? Let's see, US 30. Let's see. The 1 minute, that's so funny. Let's go to 2 hour, sure. Okay, cool. So we're seeing a little bit of reaction here. That's nice. So we reached really close to $3 over here. I was waiting to see if it would react up here. But if she wants to dip down now, I really like this area to ape into. One, because there's a little bit of imbalance here, which is why I have this little circle here. And here's the thing, that doesn't mean that it has to respond off of this area and then go straight to the moon, right? Ideally, like, sure, we would love that, but that's just not the case. We're not in control of the market. We want to respond to the market. Also, shout out to anyone that got into looks at under $1. Like, y'all are up. And I hope you took some profits. Or I hope you're staking, most definitely. But when price is falling, you can dollar cost average your way in. So again, I personally wouldn't get in when it was just like going up, because what? A pullback is almost inevitable, right? I don't know when it's going to happen, but I'm sure it's going to happen. So that's why I say when it starts to make this little reversal, if this keeps coming down, cool. Maybe you put in, I don't know, X amount that you can today, then maybe next week, and maybe you start dollar cost averaging your way in week by week and start to accumulate at least something, right? Having it work for you, putting your money to work. Yes, cryptos. So each project is independent, right? Some of them have a minimum staking period. Some of them don't have any kind of minimum. So you want to do your research, and that's how you're going to go ahead and choose. It's the same way when you're choosing like an NFT project that you want to get into, or any kind of other crypto. Like, you want to choose, okay, I want to get into this project and I want to stake it because of X, Y, and Z. Again, I'll repeat myself. Some projects do have a minimum staking period. Some projects also have a freezing period. So let's say, for example, I believe, no, Veracity doesn't have that anymore. But some projects, I believe, like if I unstake today, it'll take 3 days for me to get my money. Some projects, not all projects. So again, just do your research, investigate, know why it is that you're getting in, know where it is that you're getting out, right? It's important to have your exit strategy before even getting in. That way, when market is fluctuating and it's going up and it's going down, you avoid the, oh, I don't know what to do. Like, you avoid having that conversation altogether because you're already prepared, right? Again, know when it is that you're getting in and know where it is that you're getting out before you even get in. But I think with that, guys, I'll pretty much leave it to you to go ahead and do your research and start doing some things. Again, I'm not a financial advisor, but I would prepare for either direction of the market. Could this go up from here and just keep on going up? Yes, it's possible. Could this dip down, respond from here, and then go up? Yes, it's possible. Could this go down and then just like melt again? Yes, it's possible. So I would run those scenarios in your head and tell yourself what it is that you're going to do, what it is that you're going to practice, who you are as an investor, and then execute accordingly. I hope everything makes sense, guys. Just POIs. Yeah, so I have limits, not limits, I'm sorry. I have alerts. Yes, POIs. Imbalances, market structure. Oh, I'm sorry. So this is a completely different training, but I also go based off of, and I learned this from Mike, the total market cap. So total one is everything. Oh, look at that broke structure. Total market cap is all cryptos, all of them. Total 2 is all cryptos, excluding Bitcoin. So I don't know who here trades indices. Okay, so this filled this imbalance and it actually broke structures. That's just something I'm keeping my eyes on. And then total 3 is all crypto except for Bitcoin and Ethereum. So excluding those. So cool, looks like this broke structure. Again, I'm not going to get in at highs. I'm going to wait for a pullback. And this is basically a reflection of what the overall market is doing. Here with the total charts, you can see what's pulling the weight. Is Bitcoin pulling the weight and then altcoins are following, or altcoins pulling the weight and then Bitcoin is following? That way you can just kind of gauge where it is that you want to get into. But I'll leave you guys with that. Yes, thank you, Sheila. Love that. If you guys want to learn more about that, then I learned because of DCX. So asset accumulators on Thursdays, 3 p.m. Then we have Mike Navarrete, Mike Sotero, Curtis Cobain, like honestly, just a product of a product. So use your resources, use your services. And then of course, like I think the best way to you learn is just getting some skin in the game. You learn more in the field than you do in the classroom. So guys, I wish you the best. I'm excited to see some success stories pop up. And then of course, a little reminder to always have multiple streams of income, because board money don't make no money. So have a good night, guys.